the beginning of my trip. I have had way too many days off. I moved a trip around and ended up with like almost 2 weeks off, and I was ready to come back to work. I am working 3 legs today. 3. So anyway, I have 3 legs today, so we go to San Jose and then Denver, and then we end up in Omaha tonight. I haven't been to Omaha in a little while, but I like Omaha. We'll see what the weather's like, and you know.
General boarding.
General boarding. I wish all flights could be as lovely as that. We only had 55 people. It was so quiet. Everything was so smooth and so nice. So next up is Denver. I think we have 133 maybe going. And it's about 2 hours. So see you soon. Alright friends, I made it to Omaha and I am dressed for the gym. It is hot everywhere you go. It is 95 degrees and I don't want to go outside. I hate that I don't want to go outside, but I don't want to go outside. It's so gross. So I decided I'm going to go down to the gym and do a little workout, and then probably just come back to my room. If it cools down outside, I might go walk around, but I feel bad because I'm not giving you guys anything to look at for my face. So yeah, I'm gonna go work out, and then we'll regroup after that and decide what's coming next. Good morning, friends. It's really early. I'm gonna get up, obviously. I have a 5:20 report. It's almost 4, and I gotta shower. And there's something else I wanted to tell you. I don't know. I'll come back when I'm awake. So this is what I have to do to try to keep the light out. To push the chairs up against the curtain. Thankfully I had 2 chairs. But usually, like lately, for some reason the light doesn't bother me as much as it used to. I guess I've just gotten used to sleeping with annoying lighting, but it is bright out on that street, so... And I did go to bed really early, super crazy. I was so dumb. I was thinking of, I'm in Central Time Zone right now. I'm in Omaha, and I was thinking of what time it would be at home, and then I gauged what time I should go to bed on that instead of what time it was here, which I guess is fine because I got extra sleep. So, I mean, nobody is... I'm not mad about that. So anyway, but yeah, I was thinking, set my alarm for 4:10 and I was thinking 2:10. So I was like, oh, I gotta go to bed or else I'm not gonna have enough sleep. But anyway, I ended up being in bed for like 9 hours. So yay, go me. Anyway, so I'm gonna go finish getting ready. Got my makeup on, and now I gotta go do the hair. And I forgot to tell you guys, I self-assigned this trip. So I was gonna go over how that all went down. So I will do that when I get back after I do my hair, but I want to make sure I'm ready first. Okay, see you soon. All right, so I thought I would go over real quick before I get dressed because I don't want to put my uniform on yet. I wanted to tell you guys about my self-assigning, and so usually when I have reserves, so I had AM reserves, so that means I'm contactable starting at 3 a.m. on the day 1, which was Friday, and then they can call me from 3 to 11. 8 hours. So 3 to 11 they can call me, and or 10. I always get confused if it's 10 or 11 because I think PM reserve starts at 10, so I think AM there's like an hour overlap, I believe. I have only had AM reserve like a handful of times, so I always forget. But anyway, so you are eligible to self-assign any trips that are in open time, which are basically trips that people have called out sick on, or they were pulled for vacation, or for various reasons. So they're just basically trips floating that need to be covered, and if they're not, they're covered by reserves. So at 6 p.m. the night before, AM reserves, well, any reserve is allowed to self-assign any trip that falls into their category. So for AM reserve, I can assign myself any trip that reports before 10 a.m. Ready reserve can only self-assign trips that start before 4 or at 4. Now I'm getting myself all confused. But anyway, so there were like 5 or 7 trips that were eligible for me to self-assign. So I have to go through and decide like which ones fit me better, you know, what time do I want to get home. And then we look at overnights, and what else did I like to look at? How early it reports, which is not like the biggest consideration, only because I do like to do the earlier trips because generally they end earlier on the last day. This one ends at 3, and I had to report at 4:50. So it just depends. See how many legs there are in a day. Like this one had 3, 3, and 4, and some have 4 every day, some have 5 on some days. So it's just all in the 2 things, basically, what you want and the luck of the draw, because when I went to sign in, it wasn't letting me sign in. Like it was just like a blank screen. So I had to do it on my phone really quick, and by the time I got there, a few of them were already gone. So I got lucky with this one because I did end up getting B position, which the C on this trip told me she was trying to get the B position, but I guess they beat her to it. So yeah, so that's how I got this trip. And that's how self-assigning works. It's not always great. There's not always a lot, especially for ready reserves, because there is only like a very few trips that you can, it has to, I'm totally blank. Why am I blanking on this? It has to report before, I don't know, stupid early, like 4 a.m. So there's not that many to self-assign. But anyway, so then, so this is the trip I got. So it's Omaha and Denver overnights. And I was a little hesitant only because I do like Denver overnights, but I love the hotel we stay at, and they've added this other hotel and I'm not familiar with, and I've seen one review written on it and it wasn't that great, so I'm like, oh, I don't know, because I so love the hotel that we normally stay at. So anyway, but I went ahead and grabbed it anyway. And fun fact is my youngest son is actually in Colorado right now, just outside of Denver, visiting a friend from school, and today's his birthday. Yeah, so I talked to him yesterday. I was like, I'm gonna be in Denver. So I told him he did not have to hang out with me. It was okay. Okay, so I thought I would go over what each thing is on I see on my board in the morning when I'm getting ready to go. And I'm gonna be looking down because I'm gonna be looking at the actual one while I have one up for you to look at. So if you look, it has a date at the top, and then that letter number combination. Okay, location change. So the number, so then it says what my report time is, and CT is Central Time, and then it shows each flight. So today you can see I have 3 flights. I have an Omaha to Denver, a Denver to Cabo, and then a Cabo back to Denver. And it shows what the times are supposed to be, and when it shows in green, that means it's early. If it switches to orange, that means it's delayed or late for some reason. It's often unknown why it changes. Sometimes it just changes, even when it looks like we're on time. So over to the right, those times are, so if you see that 1:27 for Omaha to Denver, that is the block time. So that means historically, from the time an aircraft leaves the gate here in Omaha to the time it arrives in Denver at the gate is 1 hour and 27 minutes. So that's block to block. And then you see the 2 little airplanes? That means I have to switch aircrafts. So we get off in Denver and we go to a different airplane. And then that 1:13 is ground time. So that is the time we have to get to our new aircraft, use the restroom, grab a cup of coffee or whatever. That's how much time we have to do that. Sometimes you think you have a lot of time and you don't. So 1:13 sounds good, but it will go by fast because a half hour of that is actually boarding time. So we have to be at the aircraft a half hour early before departure to board. And then the same goes for the rest of them. You see the little 700s. That means we are on a 737-700. And then the numbers down at the bottom show you our duty time. So that's the total time that we are on duty, including all of our ground time and time in between boarding, deplaning, all that. And all that time in the gray is all time we don't get paid for. People, we don't get paid for that. And block time, so that's block to block. That's what the airlines historically have recorded as how long it takes to do these flights. And then how much credit, that's what I get paid for, is 8.8. So I don't know if you know about how our airline does pay, but it does not hourly, but it's called trips per pay. And it's like a percentage of an hour. I don't know why or how it's calculated that way, but anyway, it's slightly under an hour. So it's about, we get paid about 50 minutes. Our hourly wage, we get paid for about 50 minutes. So, and that's pretty much that. Overfly just means like if the doors close and we, for some reason, have to fly longer, or, you know, we have to go around a storm or something, or if we're on the tarmac for a while, there's a ground delay, whatever, that would be recorded in the overfly and we get paid for that. So, and that is what a day looks like in my life of flying. I would love to have questions. If you guys have any questions about it, let me know. I might not have covered something. And oh, and those numbers, the dark numbers out by the side, are the flight numbers. So when you book the flight, that would be your flight number. Yeah, so that's it. So I hope that was informational for you. Hello and good day. I wanted to share a little something with you because this particular trip, we actually worked international legs, and I don't think I've ever talked about some of the things that we have to do when we do international. Sorry, I'm saying I don't know what happened. So when we do international in and out, so we didn't stay overnight, we just did the flight there and the flight back. And there's a few things that are different. I will start with the first thing. The first thing is that when we get there, we do not clean, which normally we will, I mean, I use the term clean loosely because we literally throw the seatbelts together and pick up trash. So when we go to international stations, usually mostly in Mexico, they have a crew. So we don't touch anything and we get out of their way. They swoop in with a crew and they clean. I mean, they actually spray things down, and the trash is regulated. So like they take the trash, but it's like very, they have like certain protocols they have to do with the trash. And then one other thing that we have to do as well is we have to seal our liquor drawers and kits. So you can see the little green wrap thing, like it's like a zip tie kind of thing. We put those on before we land, and then we leave them on until after we take off and we're back in the air again. and we can take alcohol orders. So that way that we know the liquor is just secured that whole time. And then they give us lunch. They actually usually have like sandwiches and wraps and salads that they offer to us, which is really nice because technically we are not supposed to be bringing food in and out. So they provide that with us. Usually I still have a few things in my lunch bag, but none of the stuff that's like you're not supposed to take in and out. And then we just have to go through customs. So anytime you go come back from a foreign country or go to a foreign country, you have to go through customs and show your passport. It's usually very quick when we're a crew in uniform. We have a special line, and then we can just like zoop on through and get out of there real quick. This time it took a little bit longer because they had some guy, like they sent him to the crew line and he was taking forever, and then they had to take him to the back and all this weird stuff. But anyway, so that was that. But anyway, so that is what goes on with an international flight. If you have any questions about international, I haven't done a lot of international flying, but I do know, you know, this protocols and stuff. We do have to fill out the little forms that you're not bringing anything back with you or whatever. So anyway, that's all. I just wanted to throw that in and give you a little international insight. My beautiful view, you guys. Isn't that gorgeous? Wow. Oh my goodness, it was a chore to get to this hotel, you guys. When I say that we landed at 3:30 and it's now 5, let me just tell you, it was a little rough. You know, we did a Cabo turn, so we had to go through customs, which didn't take that long, but it's like far. And then the shuttle was just not coming. Because we used to stay at the hotel that was like right attached to the Denver airport, which is like one of my favorite hotels, but they moved us. I don't know if it's 100% moved us or if like some of us are here and some of us are there, what it's based on, but now we have like ridiculously short overnight. And I'm starving. So they do give us a little discount here, but I think I'm going to walk over. There's a place called Urban Sombrero. I was not on the right track at all when I was trying to think of it myself. But anyway, so I'm going to go over there and get something to eat. I'm very excited because I'm very hungry. So I'm going to change and head out because it's about a 10 to 15 minute walk. All right. I have nothing else to say. If you know me, you know my love language. This is what it is. Good morning. It's very early. Again, it's like 4:15. We're taking the 4:30 shuttle for a 5:30 report. I'm not really sure why they decided that. I was not involved in making that decision. I probably would have opted for a little bit later, but I won't knock it until I see that it's ridiculous. So it could very well, we may need that much time. I don't know. I did not have the best night last night. It was very loud in the hallway, and people were enjoying some recreational activities that were seeping into my room, and I'm fine if people want to do that, but can you just take it outside? I just can't stand the smell of it. I just don't like it. Like, I don't care at all about that. I really don't. But just don't subject everyone to it. So annoying. So I think somebody must have called on it because like a little bit later it smelled like air freshener. So I don't know. Anyway, I did not sleep well. It was a bit of a rough night. I'm sorry, the light is in my glasses. And it's freaking early. We have 4 legs today. 2 longies and 2 shorties. We go to Austin this morning and then Burbank. I want to say San Jose and then LA. I think it's San Jose. Might be Oakland. I don't know. I will verify that. But, so I'm trying to just put a smile on and, as they say, fake it till I make it. Home to my bed. That's the best thing about today, is that I get to go home. Which makes it sound like I don't actually like working. I do. I just don't like when I don't get a good night's sleep, if you know what I mean. I went out to eat last night to a little Mexican place nearby. I think it's kind of chainy. It was good. The food was good. I had a margarita. I had 2 margaritas. That's about it. That's my story. Alright. I'm gonna go head down and go to Austin. Have a great day.